Garnet, as recently as 7 years ago, could not have envisioned this, but in succession, every year has been a record-setting year.
Welcome back inside Tarbell Pavilion, the home of the Swarthmore College Garnet for game number 2 of the Centennial Conference Men's Basketball Tournament. Bob Long here to bring you the play-by-play this evening. The first game tonight was a Johns Hopkins winner, 70-52 over Haverford College in the 2-3 matchup. So the higher seed holds serve in game number 1. What will we see here in game number 2? It will feature the number 1 team in the country, the Swarthmore College Garnet. 25-0 overall, a perfect 18-0 in the Centennial Conference. And a game that this team's been looking forward to for a long time. They needed to take care of business against Johns Hopkins twice and the rest of the Centennial Conference to earn an opportunity to host the conference tournament for the 3rd year in a row. Muhlenberg back to their first Centennial Conference tournament since 2013, 2014. That was also their last winning season. So this is a Muhlenberg team now in somewhat of newfound territory. And they face a sold-out crowd here at Tarbell Pavilion. This is one of the better crowds that we've seen in a long time here at Swarthmore, but the sellouts and the big crowds have become more of a normality these days. And this crowd is looking forward to this one. I know that you, the fans, are as well. This is one of the great nights of any level of basketball across Philadelphia and beyond. The semifinals of the Centennial Conference Men's Basketball Tournament. Been privileged to call it the last few years. Swarthmore's been privileged to host the last few years. And in front of their home fans, they'll look to advance to the Centennial Conference Championship game once again. Led by 8th-year head coach Landry Kosmalski and the Centennial Conference Coach of the Year for 3 of the last 4 years. Tough to see that award going any other way this year. They've won the conference championship 2 of the last 3 years, and they've appeared in 4 straight, looking to get to their 5th here tonight. We'll send it down to Jacob Brady, the public address announcer, who will introduce the starters on both sides.
First, for the Muhlenberg Mules, a sophomore guard from Sydney, Australia, number 0, Nate Brown. A sophomore guard from Colts Neck, New Jersey, number 5, Dan Gates. A senior guard from Williamsburg, Pennsylvania, number 13, Matt Bryant.
Starters have been introduced. Last words here in the Swarthmore huddle. And then we're ready for action here on the Garnet Sports Network simulcast on the Centennial Conference Digital Network. Muhlenberg, a team that will not be afraid to shoot the three. They've taken 160 more threes than their opponents this year. And that's just kind of the math of the game, dictating the game per Kevin Hopkins, the third-year head coach. He was a 2007 Division III national champion as a player at Amherst College up in the Northeast. And he's put an emphasis on finding and recruiting shooters, guys that can come in here, stretch the floor. Swarthmore, on the other hand, does a little bit of everything. A simple yet complex offense, if you will. They run a lot of the same things, but they do it to perfection. And they focus on crisp ball movement, understanding space and positioning, and putting them guys in opportunities to succeed. It's Justin Allen, the big man from Muhlenberg, taking on Nate Schaefer inside the circle. Underway in game number 2. Maybe not as emphatically as you might have thought, but underway nonetheless. Vinny D'Angelo, the point guard here, runs the show as Muhlenberg comes out in a 2-3 zone. Connor Harkins for a three. In and out, but an offensive rebound as Odell goes to work, and a jump ball will give it right to Muhlenberg. So Justin Allen inside, provides good presence there, took it right off Odell's hands. And two of the concerns, though, if you are running zone, one is this Swarthmore team just going to shoot it over you? They hit 13 threes in a row to start the second round of the NCAA tournament last year against MIT. They can shoot you right out of it. And then rebounds as Zach Odell pulled it away. Visconti pulled up. Visconti got his defender in the air, steps in, couldn't hit it, but a second offensive rebound for Odell. And he'll dribble it out of trouble. Back cutting, what a pass that was. And I guess a block there by Allen. So he got a piece of it, no call. Here's Dan Gaines with it. He can shoot it from deep, 43% from beyond the arc. And another steal by Swarthmore. Visconti into the lane. He lost possession, able to get it back. And Connor Harkins traveled with it, much like we saw in game number 1. Bit of a slow start by both offenses. We have seen at times this year a zone be successful against this Swarthmore offense, but 25 times they've been able to get into the winner's circle and they have not lost. So it's never been fully successful. Can only hope to contain this offense, and another three is no good, that time from Spencer Duke. Connor Harkins, who's 19 points away from joining the 1,000-point club here in his junior campaign. Odell, a lob for Nate Schaefer, got his defender in the air, and the high-low action successful against the zone early on. Nicely done from Odell. You won't always see him take that shot from the elbow, but just the eye raised towards the basket, enough to get the defender to commit. Gaines with a floater. Dan Gaines from Colts Neck, New Jersey, has been an excellent addition to this Muhlenberg team. He's just a sophomore. Now Schaefer again. Spins away from the second defender. Great finish. Nicely done by Schaefer, and Swarthmore leads 4-2. Schaefer has all four. Here's Gaines again, averaging 16 points. Slipping is Allen. Boy, somehow that didn't go down. That was brilliant, though, to create the look for Allen. Harkins for three. It's good. Such a good catch and shoot type guy. He has had an excellent year for this Swarthmore team. Now Allen drives all the way. Left hand, no. Nate Schaefer up to alter the shot. Now Odell against Allen. And that's blocked. Allen able to stay in the play, create the block, and gains in rhythm here as they run it down the floor. Spencer Duke for three. And there's Odell. He does turn and fire that time. Didn't get the roll. Offensive rebound and a recoil. Visconti couldn't hit it. Matt Ganias met there by Vinny D'Angelo. Now will turn and fire, and it's good. Right in front of the Swarthmore student section. A little something to say as well on his way back. Harkins for the answer, in and out, but it'll stay here, a nudge in the back. Dan Gaines picks up his first personal. Here's another look at Ganias, just turning and firing. And another look here. Man, maybe wasn't much there. Odell, I think, tripped a little bit, lost his footing, and kind of made that one look good. But it'll stay here in Abbas Salah, Michael Caprice, and Colin Shaw, along with Ryan Ingram, all check into the game. Only Harkins remains. Caprice, the freshman big, couldn't finish there. He did get his way to the hoop across the lane. He's shown some good footwork, but that time got tripped up. Here's Nate Henty Brown with it. Swarthmore stays in the man-to-man, and Allen with the catch. Salah, such a good defender. Henty Brown launches a long one, no good. Caprice, he'll dial up the three. He saw that one all the way, but Henty Brown first to it. Now Gaines with patience. Muhlenberg, they know they're going to want to shoot threes and also shorten the game. They do both there, but don't get the three to cash in. And there's Shaw open in the corner, a good look. Couldn't hit the three, and Allen brings it down. So a smaller lineup out here on the floor for Swarthmore than you might normally see. No Schaefer, no Odell. Caprice out there provides the size. But one and done the last few possessions for this Swarthmore team. And a lob inside, good position there by Allen, somehow kept it in. Ganias, a long floater that goes. And Muhlenberg has a 3-point lead here on the road. 6.5 minutes into this one, they've shouldered an initial onslaught from Swarthmore and gone on an 8-0 run since. All the while staying in this 2-3 defense. Now Swarthmore has to figure out how they want to deal with the zone. A couple missed threes have helped the Mules out, no doubt. Salah didn't even look at the basket. Harkins no good from three. Tapped back in a new possession. How about the freshman Michael Caprice? Salah. Shaw up and under. Yes. Great finish by the sophomore Colin Shaw from Cincinnati, Ohio. Gaines has no problem waiting a good 15 seconds to get into the offense in the half court. Ganias has Caprice on him. Let's see if he Tries to take him to the hole. He'll do that a little push off. Glass and good. Matt Ganias. Ingram for the tie. It's good. And now Swarthmore will pick up full court. 94 feet of fury for 40 minutes here from this Swarthmore team. Go to a national championship and change up the entire defense. Landry Kosmalski decided he had the personnel to do it. No good there from Hoffman. That time a bit of a better closeout by Gaines on Ingram. Don't want to leave him open. He can get hot quick. Shaw for three. And Hoffman there. Again, nobody rebounding there for Swarthmore. 12 apiece, 11 and a half to go. Ganias. Boy, I get slowing the game down, but that's just not running any offense if you're Muhlenberg. And Harkins traveled for a second time. One more look, and maybe it's a little off pass. Just caught him off guard the least bit. Dan Gaines, this sophomore, has had a lot put on his plate. Dives all the way to the 10, and Muhlenberg leads by 2. A lightning quick crossover. And a bump there by Gaines. That's his second personal foul, so a big one there. We're not even halfway home here in the first half. And already Kevin Hopkins a decision to make with his star guard already in some early foul trouble. Inside, here's Schaefer, who just checked back in, and he has 6 early points. He leads the Swarthmore Garnet in scoring early on. Ganias for Muhlenberg leads all scorers with 7. Duke thought about the 3. Swarthmore's been an exclusively man-to-man thus far. And a travel. That's before the contact and the push-off. Traveling called against Spencer Duke. Another look inside. That time he got to the left hand, and a good finish there by Nate Schaefer. Let's see if Schaefer goes to work again. They clear it out for him. Spins into and out of a double team. Couldn't finish it, though. And Henty Brown last touched. Swarthmore basketball with 14 seconds left on the shot clock. Here's Schaefer again. Such a load to deal with inside. Nate Schaefer, so good getting to that left hand. And over the right shoulder as he spins to the basket. Here's Gaines with those 2 personal fouls. Nate Henty Brown has the smaller Ingram on him. Duke for 3. And a lead change here at Tarbell. Muhlenberg leads by 1. Open 3 for Ingram. There's the answer. Ryan Ingram 2 for 2 early on from deep. He has 6. Noah Watson just checked into the game. Ingram nearly got a piece. Now Duke through traffic. Tough shot there. And now the other way comes D'Angelo. Duke back behind the play. Ahead of it is Odell. The assist to Vinny D'Angelo. Timeout, Kevin Hopkins. 30-second timeout on the floor. It's the freshman from Sun Valley, Vinny D'Angelo. And of course the senior, Nate Schaefer. You see him finishing on that end. The big man, Zach Odell, also a senior, running the floor there. Vinny D'Angelo eyes up the floor. And Swarthmore leads by 4. A look inside the Swarthmore huddle led by Landry Kosmalski. As mentioned, an 8th-year man here at Swarthmore has taken this program from the depths. Traditionally one of the lowest programs in all of Division III. A team that a lot of teams would in the Centennial Conference would circle as 1 or 2 wins on the year. That is not the case any longer. He's totally changed the culture here at Swarthmore. He's hosted the last 3 Centennial Conference tournaments with this program. They've appeared in the last 4 Centennial Conference championship games, looking for their 5th consecutive with a win here tonight. Wow, we got 2 calls. We got 2 calls here, one on the baseline and one at the right-hand side of your screen. Rare that you see that. One more look. To their left, you're going to get the charge. To the right in front of you, you're getting a block. And now they're going to have to decide. And now it looks like they're going with a block. I'm not entirely sure what Kevin Hopkins is upset about. He's incensed about something, but the call, oh, double foul, wow. So a double foul was called, and both coaches are going to be upset with that one. So Muhlenberg keeps the ball. Now Gaines for 3. It's good. And you can certainly now understand why that's a big call. Dan Gaines had the ball, and he picks up his 3rd personal as part of the double foul. Ryan Ingram just his 1st. Now Harkins in the lane. Spins, fires, and hits. And Dan Gaines remains out there on the floor. It can be a depth issue for this Muhlenberg team. Listen, whether you think that's a block or you think that's a charge, you gotta pick one. You can understand why both coaches are upset about that call, and of course why Hopkins from Muhlenberg is going to be a bit more vocal about it. Swarthmore deeper, and Ingram in no foul trouble. Ganias ties things at 23. What a night for him. He has 10. Now Odell in the middle of that zone. Everybody looks around. He runs through the defender. Offensive foul. Great defensive play by Justin Allen. He anticipated the spin back. And there's the drive with that right shoulder. That's a good call. Whether or not he was in the restricted area, it's the lowering of the shoulder from Zach Odell that induced the call. Full court pressure, though, with the stoppage. Swarthmore can tally things up in the backcourt. Ganias. And now Spencer Duke with 11 to shoot. There's an open 3. Hoffman good. And Muhlenberg leads by 3. Muhlenberg 6 of 11 from beyond the arc. Shaw got into the interior here. Skip pass and a deflection. Dan Gaines got the hand on it first. And he continues to play with 3 personal fouls. Why not slow things down a little bit if you're Muhlenberg? 10 to shoot. Dan Gaines. Timeout called by Landry Kosmalski. It's a 6-point lead here for Muhlenberg. I tell you what, like the decision or not from the Muhlenberg head coach, you have to respect it. You leave your top player averaging 16.3 points per game out there on the floor with 3 personal fouls with better than 6 minutes to go in the first half, and you're being rewarded for it. A bunch of threes here, 7 for 12 from Muhlenberg, and they have a 6-point lead against Swarthmore. And if you're Landry Kosmalski, you have the conversation in the huddle right now saying, hey, all you got to do is contest out there. You're going to accept it. If they're going to hit contested shots from 3 at that type of clip, nothing you can do. But to turn the screws up a little bit defensively, let the offense hum as it needs to, that's the message coming out of that 30-second timeout here for the Garnet of Swarthmore. That's a great look inside. Here's Schaefer. Got to his favorite spot, just couldn't quite finish. Maybe a bit of a nudge there from Allen, but wasn't called. Now a high ball screen, feigned there and slipped to the hole, but Ganias wants to direct some traffic. Ganias in the lane. Good job by Visconti defensively. Now 5 seconds left. It's going to have to be Gaines. Gaines with 2. A deep pull-up. It's good off the bank. When it's going, it's going. Muhlenberg with a 9-point lead. Traveling called against Abbas Salah. Another look, a little kiss off the glass from Dan Gaines. Gaines and Ganias, the backcourt duo, and a band coming to a stage near you. Dan Gaines directs traffic. Again, happy to take some time off the clock. And frankly, you're not seeing the ball going into many people's hands besides Gaines and Ganias. Ganias spins, wild shot, why not? Somehow kept the pivot foot. That's a point of consternation on the Swarthmore bench. But it's an 11-point lead. Ingram, he's been great here tonight and continues. Ryan Ingram, perfect from beyond the arc, in that spot right there on the wing. That's a big one from the junior here from Swarthmore. We are seeing a high level of basketball on both sides, and right now, quite frankly, Muhlenberg cannot miss. If you're Swarthmore, you'll live defensively with the last 3 possessions. You'll live with that. And that one doesn't go. Heat check there from Gaines as he points to his chest on his way down the floor. Shaw pulls up. That's his spot. So good from 10 feet away. Colin Shaw cuts the deficit to 6 for Swarthmore. And a giveaway, not a good one from Henty Brown. Schaefer, D'Angelo in rhythm, got it. And it's down to 3. Timeout, Hopkins. That's how quick it can be with the #1 team in the country. Ingram for 3. Shaw with the bunny. Here's another look at Shaw. And then a careless giveaway is going to lead to this one for D'Angelo. An 8-0 run here for Swarthmore. A full timeout on the floor. This is the Centennial Conference Tournament on GSN and the Centennial Conference Digital Network. Landry Kosmalski in the huddle dials up defensively. They've gotten a few stops on the last two possessions. And truly, even before then, some wild shots going down from Muhlenberg. The screws have been tightened a bit from this Swarthmore defense, but Muhlenberg, no doubt about it, has hit their stride at the end of the season here. They were 11 for 21 from beyond the arc on Tuesday's 4 versus 5 play-in matchup against Washington College. Over 50%, and tonight they're 8 for 14, 57%, and 59% from the field. Swarthmore shooting 48% from the field and 42% from three. A pretty well-played basketball game, and as a result, we have just a 3-point lead with a little bit more than 3 minutes to go. Ganias defended by Odell. I like that switch coming out of the huddle by Kosmalski. Great defense, wild shot, and now D'Angelo the other way. Visconti pulls up and hits. And that is the beauty of Swarthmore and Landry Kosmalski. The change there defensively, staying in man-to-man, but an easy switch puts Odell. There's a blocking foul called against Ingram, his second. Fans aren't going to like it, but that is positively the right call. Didn't lower the shoulder, and Ingram nowhere near legal guarding position. Harkins will check in. I can understand the fight. I can understand the ploy there in the lobby from the Swarthmore faithful looking for Dan Gaines' 4th personal foul, but not going to happen on that one. Here's Henty Brown. He'll drive inside. Ganias a pull-up floater halfway down. There's Shaw open in the corner. Too strong. And it is Muhlenberg basketball, last touch by Zach Odell. Muhlenberg's last NCAA tournament appearance was 1998. Given their resume at 19-7, 11-7 in the Centennial Conference, it's likely that they would need to win both and get the automatic bid. Haven't been ranked at any point this year, but who knows what a win over the #1 team in the country could do for their resume. I think to be safe, Kevin Hopkins is thinking they need to stay till Saturday and win on Saturday to get the Mules to their first NCAA tournament since the late 90s. Patience here from Swarthmore. Muhlenberg has been exclusively in the zone. D'Angelo over the top of it, yes. And it's the entry pass to the middle of the zone that collapses the defenders, and Vinny D'Angelo, too good of a shooter to leave that wide open. Swarthmore leads here at home by 2. There's a deep 3. Foul called against George Visconti, a grab underneath. Not a killer, just the 4th team foul. That's his first. Fairly clean game, just 7 fouls between the two teams. Ganias inbounds for Watson. He'll pull it back. Gaines and Ganias have played just about every minute of the game here. They combined for 25 of the Muhlenberg 34 points. Might be Ganias again. Instead, it's going to be Spencer Duke with 2 all the way in, and he's bumped. Vinny D'Angelo picks up the personal. 1 fateful second remained on the shot clock. Not a ton of contact there, but Duke did somewhat seek it out.
Spencer Duke at the line, shooting 2. Returning from the Garnet, number 35, Colin Shaw. Also number 31,
Spencer Duke 74% from the foul line this year. Can tie this up at 36. A chance for Swarthmore if they can get a shot off in the first 10 seconds here to go 2 for 1. Let's see if D'Angelo does it. It's got to be about now. 37 seconds left. Harkins thought about it. Instead, they'll just run the offense. Schaefer, no. And you're going to get about a less than 1 second differential between game and shot clock. Muhlenberg can take the lead into the break. Swarthmore now into the zone. 2-3 look for this last possession. Now looks like a matchup here. And D'Angelo got a piece. He's on the floor. 3 seconds left. Last touch by Muhlenberg and a big pop into the backboards by Colin Shaw. What effort. Let's get one more look. Colin Shaw, he was coming into your living room at the tail end there. 2 seconds left. Noah Watson will toss it from underneath the Muhlenberg defensive basket. Gaines, and that's the end of the first half. Interesting. It's not the end of the first half. Shot clock was down to 1. That half should be over. That ball was in the air for more than a second. You got to let that go in the air, just like when you take a shot and it leaves your hands. It's not a shot clock violation till it goes below the rim and doesn't hit any iron. Kevin Hopkins has an argument here. That should be the end of the half. And I think that's the decision we're going to get, but not before a discussion at midcourt. Good to take the time, good to get it right, but that should be the half. And if that's not the end of the half, boy, then I gotta rethink every shot I've ever seen at the end of the shot clock. Ball leaves the hands. Yes, it's in the air, but it can still draw iron. You saw it, you see it all the time, but even something as simple as the national championship game in 2016. There was less than a 1 second differential between game and shot clock. He took the shot with 1 second left, and I thought he got it off on time. Visconti's blocked, and we'll go to the half anyway. At 36-35, Swarthmore leads. What a great game this has been. Both teams playing at a high level. It's been Gaines and Ganias on the Muhlenberg side, combining for 25 of the 35 points for the Mules. And for Swarthmore, as it always seems to be, a very balanced attack. Ryan Ingram leads all Swarthmore Garnet scorers with 9 points on 3 of 3 from beyond the arc. Nate Schaefer, 4 of 8 from the field, been able to get inside and impose his will. He has 8 points. Vinny D'Angelo has 6. Connor Harkins with 5. George Visconti with 2, Odell with 2, and Colin Shaw off the bench. He's 2 for 5 from the floor and has 4 points. The 3-point shots here, Muhlenberg 8 for 15, Swarthmore 6 for 14. 53 for Muhlenberg percentage, that is, and Swarthmore at 43. Now, interesting here, Muhlenberg was at 8 for 15 from the field before that last shot, so perhaps what the discussion was, and again, I didn't see it this way in live time, on that last shot is, did Gaines actually, and I say this in air quotes, get the shot off? Yes, it was a heave, but did he get the shot off? And if he didn't get it off, then that's the only plausible argument for why Swarthmore got a shot at the end of the half. It's not showing on the official stats, so perhaps the officials determined amongst the three of them that Gaines didn't get the shot off. Nonetheless, both teams hanging right around 50% from the field, having a great shooting effort, and as a result, a great first 20 minutes of basketball and everything you could expect from the number 1 team in the country against the 4 seed Muhlenberg, trying to earn their way to an NCAA tournament bid. We'll take a break and come back on the other side. This is the Centennial Conference Men's Basketball Tournament, live here from Tarbell Pavilion on the campus of Swarthmore College. Simulcast on GSN and the Centennial Conference Digital Network. Bob Long here, and we'll be right back. Welcome back inside Tarbell Pavilion, the home of the Swarthmore College Garnet. We have a very special guest, Conference Commissioner Portia Hoig. Welcome to the broadcast booth. It's great to have you this evening.
Thank you. It's great to be here.
Well, we're so excited again that you're here, that you came out to see this great action. And first question has to be, you've seen 60 minutes of basketball. Your thoughts so far?
It has been tremendously competitive. I mean, the crowd is electric. It's wonderful to see all these people supporting Centennial Conference basketball, and obviously kudos to these teams and how hard they've worked all during the regular season. So it's been a lot of fun to watch. It's nice to just get to sit back and enjoy it all, right?
No doubt about it. Yes, all the hard work kind of comes to a crux here, and it's great to see these teams going at it. So take us through, if you would, your road to becoming Centennial Conference Commissioner, replacing longtime Commissioner Steve Ulrich to retirement, and I know that the conference was left in great hands, but what was your journey to get here?
Absolutely. So I think my journey may have been a little bit unconventional. I actually was a student athlete, Division III student athlete in Texas at Trinity University, where I played basketball. I was a business major and kind of found this passion behind working in sports and athletics. So I worked at a few campuses. I took the campus route as an assistant AD at a few places, but most recently I was an athletic director at Allegheny College in Western PA.
Yep.
I'm also at Rhodes College. So when this position opened up, tremendous opportunity. Obviously, the reputation of the Centennial Conference, not only academically but athletically, is so well renowned. It was a place that I definitely saw myself at. So when it opened up, I definitely went all in on it and feel very fortunate to be now leading this great conference.
So what is different then about some of those prior roles where you're either with an individual school or kind of in a supporting role versus being the face of a conference like this?
Yeah, I think that the skill set is definitely transferable. There's a lot of the same aspects of running an athletic department to running a conference. You know, you need to be organized, you need to be able to communicate well verbally and in written form. I think the difference is you're representing a group of 11 institutions in this case, 11 charter members. You have the opportunity to provide a vision for all of those institutions as well as all of those sports. You're a little bit more removed from the student athletes than being on a campus, but that's okay. You know, we find our way to interact with them in different ways, whether it's being here at championships or working with SAC. But I absolutely love being part of the conference office, working with such a great group of athletic directors and coaches, all of whom want to move the conference forward and continue to take it to new levels and new heights. So that's just a wonderful cause, and also all of the wonderful things they're doing off the field of play, right? Like those who are getting writing books and doing a ton of community service and the social activism. There's so many wonderful stories within our conference. We could probably do a whole broadcast on just that by itself.
Yeah, well, we'll ask you to pick one or two examples of things that you've seen across the conference that have made you proud, whether that's in between the lines or not.
Yeah, it's hard to pick one because I don't want to, call out one institution, but I will again say generically, just the way these student athletes pursue their academics, and they're so passionate about that, but they're also passionate about their sports. Also, what they're doing on the field of play. I mean, for Hopkins volleyball to go undefeated and win a national championship, for Muhlenberg football to go undefeated and make it all the way to the semifinals. What Swarthmore men's basketball is doing right now, being undefeated thus far, those are amazing feats on the field of play in Division III. But just knowing that civically, our student athletes are super responsible. We've been involved with some of their social activism, whether that's on campus or off campus, really trying to pursue justice and making sure that there's diversity and inclusion on their campuses, making sure that they have a breadth of people represented there, and that people of color have been represented well on those campuses. They're just doing wonderful things. The amount of service they're doing, working with Special Olympics. There's a whole host of exciting things going on our campuses. So I'm very proud of everything that all of our institutions are doing.
That's great. We are here with Portia Hoig, the conference commissioner here in the Centennial Conference. Now, Portia, I don't know if this is your first time to Tarbell Pavilion, but I'm guessing that it's one of your first time in an environment like this, in a championship environment. What do you think of the venue and the way the fans have showed out, and just generally the operation here?
The operation is top-notch. Fortunately, having been a part of our championships all year long, I found that our fans are extremely passionate about their chosen team, and I'm always happy to see the fans out, and that not only are we seeing our students out, but I also see the community members, and I see faculty and staff. I was at a basketball game at Dickinson, and I saw members of this public safety were there, and faculty members, and that's really what Division III is about. I think the faculty and staff understand the students aren't just there to be students, they also have a deep passion for their sport, and there's room for both. That's the Division III philosophy. So to watch the people in the community and people on campus support that wholeheartedly is just an amazing thing to be a part of. But great atmosphere. Love seeing the stands packed. Love seeing the passion of our student fans, especially. It's been a blast.
That's great. Are there any long-term projects or things that the Centennial Conference is doing right now that you'd like the stakeholders out there that are watching to know about?
Sure. We want to continue to build on the strong foundation that we have. So we're actually undergoing a process of reviewing our mission, vision, and values and really solidifying who we are as a conference. I think in the future there could potentially be some marketing opportunities and branding opportunities. Maybe changing our logo might be on the table, but we're putting together a strategic plan. We really want to be intentional about who we are and what we're doing, and make sure that represents all of our institutions well, all of our passionate alumni, our alumni base, and just our fans. So I think in the next couple of years you'll see us slowly rolling out some things. Right now it's a lot of our language and our handbook, so it's not super sexy right now, but again, it's a foundation that we're building so that we can continue to take our league to the next level.
That's great. Well, that's good stuff, and you can follow the Centennial Conference on Twitter, Facebook, and all the different social media platforms, and be apprised of your mission and as it kind of changes and grows. And so that should be a fun part. I'm excited to be a small part of what goes on here. Appreciate everything that you do. Now, before we go, what sport did you play in college?
I was actually a basketball player in college, yes.
Gotcha. So you enjoy the hardwood here, and you enjoy what you're seeing out there.
I do. I understand it more than probably some of the other sports, but I like to say all sports are like my children. I love them equally and unconditionally.
Well, there you go. Well, I'll tell you what, your kids are behaving themselves right now. There's been some good basketball out there. We'll let you get back to it here, but we really appreciate you spending some time.
Absolutely. Thank you for having me.
A lot of fun. Portia Hoig, the Centennial Conference Commissioner, with us here in the booth, and just a few minutes until we get underway in the second half. Thanks for being with us.
To motivate, to challenge, to lead. Every practice, every play, every day, every season. 11 schools together in competition. We are the Centennial Conference.
At Muhlenberg, I've been exposed to so many humanities classes that I wouldn't have at an institution if I just studied computer science.
Without Muhlenberg, I wouldn't have found what I love to do.
I can go and get help anytime I want. Doors are always open.
My sophomore year, I took a computer science class first semester, and I just really liked it. It tends to be a really dry field, but Dr. Kosmal really changed that because he made it about teams.
I had no intention of doing technical theater. I didn't even realize it existed, but then I took stagecraft scenic techniques, which is a class required for the acting concentration in the theater major, and I went to the scene shop and just never really left. I just kept going back to work on projects and learn more and be able to create amazing theater that we do here.
I thought it would be difficult at first to be a student athlete as well as a manager and owner of a record company. But my professors made that process a lot easier than I thought it would be due to how flexible they were and how strong my relationships were with them.
I think my life would be a lot different if I didn't attend Muhlenberg.
Being able to come here really developed me into launching my career, and I'm very excited to have that start.
A bird's eye view here at Charble Pavilion as we prepare for the beginning of the second half. here on the Garnet Sports Network and simulcast on the Centennial Conference Digital Network. Bob Long here on play-by-play. Excited to be here and excited that wherever and however you're joining us that you've been able to do so on this Friday night. A great first half of game number 2. Muhlenberg against Swarthmore, the home side, with a 1-point lead, but it did not come easily. Muhlenberg hit 7 of their first 12 threes, some of them in circus fashion, and took as much as a 7-point lead in that first half. Make that a 9-point lead even at one point over the number 1 team in the country. And Swarthmore fought back. Here they are with a 1-point lead after closing the half on a 13-3 run. Sold out crowd here tonight. Overflow crowd to the sides, hanging along the baseline, and Muhlenberg comes out in a 2-3 zone. Muhlenberg in the maroon. Swarthmore in the home white. There's a block, but a late foul call. It's going to go against Allen. One more look. Certainly got hit there.
Foul on number 14, Justin Allen. His first, team's first. Zach Odell on the line, shooting 2.
That's well short there from Odell. He's improved his foul shooting this year at 69%, up from the high 50s last year. One of 2 for Zach Odell. 2-point lead for the home side, first minute of the second half. Henty Brown took up his dribble in a tough spot. Fortunate there, Gaines, who's played every minute of the game. And a large portion of that first half with 3 personal fouls. There's a foul called against Nate Schaefer. Allen will go to the line to shoot 2. One more look. And some contact there with the left hand of Nate Schaefer. A good call, his first, team's first. As it turns out, we talk about Gaines' foul trouble. He's the only player on this Muhlenberg team to have played every minute of the game thus far. But only one of 2 guys to even have picked up any fouls at this point. Shows the confidence, but more so the need to have him in the game, the importance. There's a clean block, and Muhlenberg can come back the other way. Spencer Duke got up high and took it out of the hands of Nate Schaefer. Muhlenberg matching the physicality of Swarthmore early. Gaines, runner high, in and out. That was halfway down. Muhlenberg in the 2-3 over the top. Yes! Connor Harkins for 3. Timeout called. Ganias was in trouble, and time for Muhlenberg to talk about things. Harkins has 8, 11 points away from 1,000 points in his career. A big second half could put him there. Full timeout. This is the Garnet Sports Network simulcast on the Centennial Conference Digital Network. It's semifinal night here in the men's basketball tournament.
It's not about where you were born. It's not about your gender or the color of your skin, or whether you're rich, poor, or in the middle. No matter what you play, if you have the skill and drive to succeed in school and in sports, we'll provide the opportunity.
Out of the timeout, Muhlenberg having trouble getting the ball in, and Gaines is there. Gaines on the dribble drive. 8 to shoot. Ganias, he'll get all the way to the 10, high off the window, great finish. And the deficit is back down to 2. Muhlenberg able to shorten the game, long possessions deep in the shot clock. And now they create a steal. And obviously the nirvana of all that is late in the shot clock, and then you get a look at the rim like that by Ganias. Allen, foul. Let's see if they give him the act of shooting here. Bump occurred after he picked up his dribble, but certainly a few long strides before the hoop, and indeed they will. Second personal against Nate Schaefer. Justin Allen, just a 55% foul shooter and plays to the average, 1 of 2. Visconti through traffic, contact no, and a late foul called. Kevin Hopkins not going to be thrilled. I think that's the right call. The question is what the official on the baseline there saw. But the call did come late from right in front of the Swarthmore bench. Visconti in a logjam at the top of the scoring ranks for this Swarthmore team. Leading scorer is Vinny D'Angelo, 12.1 points per game. Then Connor Harkins with 11.9. Then George Visconti with 11.6. Nate Schaefer and Zach Odell with 11 and 11.4 points respectively. And then Colin Shaw, he averages 10. That's 6 guys within 2 points per game on average. How about that? Vinny D'Angelo, the freshman guard, and Visconti a dive to the hole. End to end there for Swarthmore. And the defense leads to the offense. Ganias on the drive. There's a bump by D'Angelo. We had a good angle at that one up here. Just kind of nudged the body into Ganias on the dribble drive. There's another look at the block by D'Angelo. The assist from Ingram, and Visconti a good finish. Henty Brown, that's a solid catch there. Now he's going to bring Schaefer out to the top. 10 to shoot as Duke goes behind his back. That was dangerous. Now 5 to shoot. Ganias all the way to the hole. No good on the finger roll. D'Angelo had it taken away from him. Allen up and good. Second chance opportunities for the Mules. That's a lot of hustle on both sides. They're going after it here in Delaware County here tonight. Game 2 of the Centennial Conference Men's Basketball Tournament semifinals. Ingram is 3 for 3 from beyond the arc. See if Swarthmore can get him a look here offensively. There's the look. There's the 3. No good that time. And Schaefer this time returns the favor and gives Allen a taste of his own medicine. Visconti, tip up no from Schaefer. Boy, these folks on both teams are attacking the glass. Allen, D'Angelo stepped on the end line, but great recovery there on the switch between Schaefer and D'Angelo. Hey, there he is. Philadelphia coaching legend, Fran Dunphy in the brown coat. Former Temple and University of Pennsylvania head coach. Coming out to see the #1 team in the country at the Division III level. And I give Fran credit. I find myself around gyms all the time, calling games for high school, college, there for pleasure. As Ingram picks up, that's going to be his 3rd personal foul. One more look. Not a ton there, but maybe a bit of a grab from behind that you couldn't see from that angle. But yeah, Fran gets around. He's a hustler. He gets from gym to gym and has seen a lot of hoops games. We've frequented some of the same this year. Nice job to front Allen. Probably not the shot he wants. A sky hook off his offhand and right shoulder. There's a lob. Odell brings it down. Couldn't get it over the front rim. And it's been a few for Swarthmore here on the last few possessions where they've had great looks right at the rim. But a little bit of a contest from Muhlenberg makes it difficult. Good defense there by Visconti. He got the block. And it's Swarthmore basketball. Landry Kosmalski behind the play, asking for an offensive foul there against Ganias. It doesn't come. But Visconti stays with him. He anticipated the jump stop, anticipated the spin, and got the block. Defense is tightening up on both sides. Final 14-40. Step back, Harkins, no. Muhlenberg hanging right in with the #1 team in the country. Allen on the drive, spins, tough shot and finish. We're tied at 43. He got the mismatch on the switch there. It was Ingram on him. Double team came, but it was too late. He had already spun to the baseline, and Allen a good finish. Looked like a travel. Hopkins thought so as well. Kevin Hopkins, the head coach of Muhlenberg. There's Harkins, an open 3. It's good. Swarthmore leads by 3 again. 30-second timeout called by Landry Kosmalski. D'Angelo, as well as Harkins, a give and a go, and an open 3 for a dynamite 3-point shooter. We talk a lot about adjustments here, and we saw some adjustments in the first half that stymied Muhlenberg's offensive progression. Well, out of the locker room, Swarthmore defensively has guarded the perimeter a lot more tightly. Through more than 6 minutes of the second half, Muhlenberg has yet to attempt a 3-point shot, still 8 for 15 on the evening. Does Muhlenberg have an answer coming out of the timeout? First, they'll have to contend with full court pressure. Good catch there by Duke, and Ganias safely across the timeline. Man-to-man here for Swarthmore defensively. Allen's gotten it going the last few possessions. Here's Hoffman up for Gaines. Ganias for 3 in the tie, in and out. And again, if you're Swarthmore, you'll take that shot. Some of those shots went down, tightly contested, deep threes, kind of falling away. But Swarthmore playing the odds, defending the 3 and thinking that those won't continue to fall. Those are open ones, but it didn't fall. Schaefer with an offensive carom. D'Angelo on the recoil, no good. That one wasn't close. And Ganias up the floor. No foul in the contact, follow no. There's an open three for Gaines, and it's good. And we're tied again. The best time to shoot a three in rhythm is off an offensive rebound. Good effort by Ganias to retain the rebound, and Gaines to step into one. And that time Hoffman withstood and anticipated the spin. And now Muhlenberg leads. Hoffman on one end, and the big man runs the floor. He gets rewarded. High-low action, too easy there for Swarthmore. The defense fell asleep. And now another steal. Harkins for three. Couldn't get the shooter's roll, and Muhlenberg will come back the other way. Swarthmore unbeaten, but it's not like they haven't been here before. They've played their share of close games, and they've won every one of them. There's Odell for Harkins. A bit long on the three, but another great look for Connor Harkins. All the way through, couldn't finish. Kaufman, I don't think, realized how open he was going to be. Now the big man runs the floor. D'Angelo the assist. Odell the two. Hoffman this time, he'll shoot two, a chance to redeem himself. He wasn't getting to the hoop unscathed that time. Fool me once. Yeah, no chance that one's getting above the rim. 5th team foul against Swarthmore. Not yet 10 minutes into this second half. Muhlenberg has only committed 2. Dallas Hoffman, a 72% foul shooter, can cut the deficit to 1 with his second. And that's going to drive Kevin Hopkins nuts. You want to beat the #1 team in the country, you have to play perfect. Ingram slides in, that's a great look. A bit too strong, but tapped back. Visconti for 3. Couldn't get the shooter's roll, and this time Schaefer is called for the personal. Spencer Duke had good box out position already, now the 6th team foul. That's Schaefer's 3rd. Schaefer will take a seat, Zach Odell on in his place. Abbas Salah will replace Vinny D'Angelo. It's an overflow crowd here at Tarbell Pavilion. Folks lining back behind the basket along the sidelines. Here is Gaines. Again, deep in the shot clock, again a runner, but that one doesn't get there. And now Salah for Harkins. They get the ball into the teeth of that zone. Traveling called against Visconti. It'll go the other way. Swarthmore stays man-to-man, and Gaines with the dribble handoff. Ganias, tough shot. Rebound there inside by Allen and tipped away there by Harkins. That's a great defensive play by the junior. First of all, good hustle by Allen to get it, but fortunate there for Swarthmore not to give up a deuce inside. Gaines fortunate to get it back. 10 seconds, guarded by the longer Odell. Good catch there by Allen. Skip pass, extra one, Duke. It's good. Spencer Duke gives Muhlenberg a 1-point lead. Visconti pulls up. That one short. Fight for the rebound. A jump ball. That's a tough jump ball call. It didn't look like anybody had possession to me. Looked like it was heading out of bounds. Tough to see from that angle there, but the jump ball will give it to Muhlenberg. I couldn't quite tell who it was out on anyway, but held ball. I didn't see that. Zach Odell shared a similar sentiment on his way down the floor. Now Gaines slices to the hole. Tipped up his own shot, and Schaefer comes down with it. Chance for Vinny D'Angelo. Always has the eyes up the floor. Couldn't finish it, but he'll shoot two at the line, slithering his way into the strong side block. One more look. Nicely done. There's some contact to the head, and D'Angelo almost able to finish. D'Angelo, the 91% foul shooter. And Swarthmore with a 1-point lead. Going down to the wire here on night number 1. Game number 2. Number 4, Muhlenberg. Number 1, Swarthmore. That's in the Centennial Conference and in the country. Number 1. They have not lost. Muhlenberg traveled that time, but trying to take Swarthmore from the unbeatens. The last team at Division I, Division II, or Division III to remain unbeaten in college basketball at the men's level. The zone of Muhlenberg continues to force Swarthmore to answer. Visconti for 3, and they're just not falling right now for the Garnet. Allen brings down another strong carom. Swarthmore 8 for 24 from beyond the arc. Gaines couldn't get it to fall. That one hung on the rim and wouldn't go. Visconti a drive. Glass and good. That's a high percentage look from the junior. Make that sophomore. Playing like a junior here tonight. Ganias in traffic, tough shot, yes. You gotta love what Matt Ganias is doing here tonight. He's got 16 points, 7 of 15 shooting. He and Gaines with 32 of the Muhlenberg's 53 points. Schaefer. Could have been a travel, wasn't called. Now Gaines is going to get it the other way. 6 minutes to go. Muhlenberg, they've been very patient offensively, limiting the number of possessions. Taking the shot clock deep. Gaines fortunate to get it back. Open three for Duke. In and out. Foul is going to be called. It's going to go against number 14 for Muhlenberg. It's an offensive foul called against Justin Allen. The 6'9" big. That's good position there by Colin Shaw. That's his third, team's fourth. Timeout on the floor, 5:41 to play. The number 1 team in the country still unbeaten at 25-0. They lead 54-53 on their home floor, game 2 of the Centennial Conference Men's Basketball Tournament. We'll be right back here on GSN simulcast on the Centennial Conference Digital Network.
On and off the court, we're focused on creating lifelong opportunity, and that starts with education. More college athletes are earning degrees than ever before, but we've still got work to do. That's why we're raising the bar for incoming freshmen, so they're prepared when they get to campus. And why teams can't play in championships unless they make the grade. Education matters, and putting academics first creates a pathway to a lifetime of opportunity.
Landry Kosmowski, the 8th-year head coach here at Swarthmore, and a 1,000-point scorer at Davidson College in North Carolina. Bob McKillop, longtime head coach there, has taught Landry Kosmowski the ropes, and he has carved out quite a career for him. A young coach, still a long way to go and a lot to say in the college basketball landscape. Still 4th all-time in rebounding at Davidson College, and building a bit of a tree himself. Certainly Kosmowski, a pupil of Bob McKillop, but now Kosmowski has Shane Leffler on the staff, a former player of his here at Swarthmore, and Ryan Ansel on his staff, a fellow Davidson Wildcat and a former walk-on for Bob McKillop and his program. So every tree has roots, and the branches continue to stretch out and provide more guys opportunities to coach at this high level. Here's Henty Brown. Hasn't gotten much going offensively, and a foul called against Swarthmore. This is going to put Muhlenberg into the bonus. 7th team foul. D'Angelo is going to pick up his 3rd. I don't know. I would think the bump was at the 3-point line. Maybe not down low, but I still think a call that should rightfully put him at the line. And you got to hit front ends here for Muhlenberg. They've missed their last 3 foul shots. Harkins turns and fires, trying to get his own rebound, but it's brought down by Muhlenberg. And every time Swarthmore misses, you can almost set your watch to it. Muhlenberg's going to take about 20 seconds off the clock and put the ball in either Gaines or Ganias' hands towards the end of the shot clock. Shorten the game, try to get your best players looks. There's a kick ball, and that is going to reset the shot clock. 20 seconds now on the clock, 4:16 to play. They throw it away. Here's D'Angelo up the floor. Nicely done by Vinny D'Angelo, turning on the afterburners. 4:04 to play. Missed foul shots and live ball turnovers, killing Muhlenberg in the last few minutes. Still a 1-possession game. Swarthmore in the man-to-man. Henty Brown all the way to the 10, throws it through the hands of Allen. Out a little bit over his skis there that time, Henty Brown, as we'll get another look at Vinny D'Angelo finishing on the other end. But he went behind his back in the lane, dribbling through a few defenders, left his feet, thinking maybe shot, maybe pass. And Swarthmore rewarded defensively. There's Harkins, trying to get the ball to the middle of that zone. Schaefer had trouble with it, stayed inbound somehow, 11 on the shot clock. And now Schaefer inside, no good. Henty Brown provided the contest at the rim. You can see Harkins and Visconti both with an eye on Gaines, ready to help off if needed. Hoffman all the way to the 10. He's blocked by Schaefer. And D'Angelo will pull it back. Visconti in the lane. Open for three is Ingram. Big one. Ryan Ingram for three. Four threes here tonight. He's got 12. No three bigger than that one. Gaines for the answer. No good. Allen runs through the bench. Couldn't save it. He left his post beyond the three-point line. And look at this Swarthmore crowd rock. Ryan Ingram, the play of the game thus far. Swarthmore looking for a dagger. Not that time. An open three for Hoffman. It's good. Swarthmore misses one on one end. Dallas Hoffman on the other. We're back to a three-point game with under 2 minutes to go. It doesn't get better than this. Here's another look at that big three from Ryan Ingram. And on the other end, it's Dallas Hoffman tickling some twine, and it's down to a three-point game. We'll take a break. This is the men's basketball tournament here in the Centennial Conference Tournament.
College has given me the flexibility to pursue my passions and my interests, and I've recreated my identity for myself aside from just being an athlete.
My greatest personal discovery has been that I am capable of doing things that I didn't know I was capable of doing.
To be able to study what I wanted to and continue to play the sport I love, all of those things came together very nicely in one package in Division III.
1 minute, 55 seconds to play. Swarthmore, a 59-56 lead over the upstart Muhlenberg Mules. Team that's come out here and shot 50% from beyond the arc. They average 25 three-point attempts per game. The thought from Kevin Hopkins is that's the math of the game. That's where the game is going. You hit about 8.5 threes per game out of 25. Now that's like shooting 50% from the field over that time frame. And you've seen Ganias and Gaines lead the way for this Muhlenberg team. For Swarthmore, it's been more of a balanced attack. 4 guys in double figures, but nobody with more than 12. And Ingram, he leads the team with 12, including the biggest three of the game moments ago. George Visconti got to the center of the zone. Great find from Vinny D'Angelo. And if you can hit that shot, that is how you beat the 2-3 zone. Muhlenberg needs an answer. Ganias with 15, inside, glass and good. What an answer. Dan Gaines and Matt Ganias are the two nodes at the top of the 2-3 zone. Here's Visconti. He hit the last bucket here for Swarthmore. Need a good look. Schaefer with one power dribble. And a travel is called against Schaefer. One more look. And just a slide of that right foot at the end. Swarthmore faithful don't like the call. Muhlenberg with a chance to tie the game. 55 fateful seconds remain. It'll be Gaines. Gaines with 14. It's been two-man basketball between Allen and Gaines. Now 7. Gaines all the way. Gaines with the finish. Timeout called by Kevin Hopkins. 30 seconds left. A .3 differential between game and shot clock. And now, it is strategy time for Muhlenberg. Clearly you're not going to play this out. Not enough time to do that. But Muhlenberg, they have 2 fouls to give. Just 4 team fouls to this point in the game. So they need to think about when they want to foul, whether they're going to take the opportunity to trap first and for how long. Do you take off the full 10 seconds in the backcourt? Or is it an initial trap and a foul? Meanwhile, when it does come time to commit that 7th team foul, who are you fouling? How do you direct the ball towards one of Swarthmore's less proficient foul shooters? And the issue is there aren't a ton of them. Nate Schaefer, he's improved to a 76% foul shooter this year. George Visconti is 70%. Zach Godell, 69%. Everybody else, Ryan Ingram has only taken 15 foul shots, but essentially everybody else that'll be in the game is over 80%. So try to get the steal if you're Muhlenberg. Quick traps, but I do think you have to start fouling quickly, knowing that you have to commit 3 to send Swarthmore to the line. It's just a 1-point game. Everything you could have asked for from a semifinal matchup here in the men's basketball tournament in the Centennial Conference. Now Ingram, he is fouled. 2 seconds off the clock. Still got 2 fouls to go. Swarthmore was hustling down the floor. 5th team foul, just the first, against Nate Henty Brown. Visconti quickly fouled. Now things get interesting. Total of 3 seconds have come off the clock, 27 seconds left. Shot clock is off for the remainder of regulation. But is it an initial foul, or if it's Harkins, do you try to get it out of his hands? Now it's D'Angelo. He's a 90% foul shooter. Visconti, that's the guy they want to foul. 70% foul shooter this year, but bear in mind that last year he hung in the high 80s from a percentage perspective, so the ability is there. Front end of the 1-and-1. Games are won and lost right here. Visconti calmly hits the first. 2-point lead. Make or miss. Still plenty of time for a quick 2 here for Muhlenberg. And again, Swarthmore has to go to the front end 2 more times. So Gaines up the floor. Well, there is plenty of time for a quick 2. It doesn't look like Now he does. Turn on the jets and finish. Timeout. Landry Kosmalski to talk things over and draw up at least one more play. Muhlenberg 19-7 on the year. Their best record since 2012. Their last playoff appearance was 2013-2014. They were 11-7 in the Centennial Conference. Got here by way of a play-in game, 4 versus 5 on Tuesday at home, taking down Washington College. Kevin Hopkins, a third-year coach. We've said it a lot here tonight, changing the culture. We mentioned with Patrick Doherty. Kevin Hopkins, the same thing here at Muhlenberg. Championship pedigree, a national champion in 2007 with Amherst College. Trying to dial it up one more time and pull the upset of upsets here in the semifinal round of the tournament. Swarthmore. It'll come down to foul shooting and defense in the final 11.5 seconds. The undefeated record on pause for right now. Now they'll run the baseline. Shaw with it, and he's fouled immediately. Matt Ganias picks up the personal. 8th team foul against Muhlenberg. Rinse and repeat. Games are won and lost at the front end, and Colin Shaw has that right now. Shaw calmly hits that one. And the two sophomores, Visconti on the last trip, Colin Shaw on this trip, step up and hit their first. Colin Shaw hits them both. Ryan Ingram checks in for Shaw. 10 seconds left. Do you think that Muhlenberg may need a 3 now? Does Swarthmore think about fouling? Muhlenberg only in the bonus. 7 seconds left. It's Dan Gaines. Gaines thought about the 3. 1 second. A heave at the horn. It'll go. That's the ball game. Shot would have counted if it went. And it was halfway down. Swarthmore survives. The number 1 team in the country and the last remaining unbeaten at any level of college basketball remains that way. And they learned a little bit about themselves in the process, handled late game situations excellently. And Muhlenberg, what a season for them. Landry Kosmalski takes a few extra seconds to say a few words to Matt Ganias. Ganias, a senior, Springford High School. He hails from Royersford, a homecoming of sorts for him. What an effort he had here tonight. He had 18 points. Dan Gaines, Landry Kosmalski pulled him aside as well. He had 20 to lead all scorers. But it's the Swarthmore Garnet winning it. And in crunch time, they continue to step up. It's why they're the number 1 team in the country. We talk a lot about the balance of this Swarthmore team, and quite frankly, it's unlike anything I've ever seen in my entire life. You have a 25-0 team, the number 1 team in the country, and their leading scorer has 12 points per game on average. 6 guys at 10 points per game or better. That's balance. The leading scorer tonight for Swarthmore, Ryan Ingram, you guessed it, 12 points. 4 other guys in double figures. Nate Schaefer with 10, Connor Harkins with 11, George Visconti with 11, and Vinny D'Angelo with 10. And they needed every one of those guys to finish when they did, how they did, and in the manner in which they did. 65-62, your final here tonight. This is one that I think we'll be talking about for a long time here in the Centennial Conference. And another one we'll be talking about for a long time is the one that we can think about for, well, about the next 21 hours. The number one team in the country, the Swarthmore Garnet, now 26-0. Landry Kosmalski's 151st win here tonight. And they're going to take on the number 8 team in the country, Johns Hopkins. And neither of those teams have lost a game in the Centennial Conference to anybody not named Hopkins or Swarthmore. Swarthmore unbeaten at this point. Johns Hopkins just the 3 losses, but a lot of bragging rights on the line here tomorrow. 2 years ago, it was Johns Hopkins taking Swarthmore to the wire and winning that game in the final moments to take home the Centennial Conference crown. And then last year, it was Swarthmore in an emphatic fashion taking down Johns Hopkins. Let's do round 3. What do you say? Meet you back here tomorrow, 7 o'clock p.m. on the Garnet Sports Network and simulcast on the Centennial Conference Digital Network. Thank you to Portia, our halftime guest. It was an unbelievable interview and really an unbelievable night of basketball. 80 minutes in the books, 40 more coming your way tomorrow. I'm Bob Long saying so long here from Tarbell Pavilion, and we'll see everybody tomorrow night at 7 o'clock. You won't want to miss it.